What up, homies? Welcome to episode 18 of our Disco Elysium playthrough. What are we gonna do this episode? Talk to Joyce, the Wild Pines mediator chilling on her expensive boat. What else? Nothing. That's all we do today. I can't even give you cool alternating visuals in this intro because we'll be standing at that same spot. So instead, have this little edit of my camera gradually losing the will to stand up straight until I finally notice it. Still, the discussion with Joyce provides a lot of information, a lot of topics, and pretty much all of them interesting. We'll talk about the strike, about some illegal drug trades, and Joyce gives us a reality lowdown about this world from her super privileged point of view, and I, as always, give my dirty commie commentary on that. Thanks for coming by, and enjoy!
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Sure. What can you tell me about the strike? What can you tell me about this lynching? Sure, we're just gonna go through all of them. You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this. Oh, cool. This reality check. Nice. I mean, I don't give a fuck about her lowdown, but hopefully this leads into now get a lowdown from someone who is not in this position. Okay, what can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Oh, damn. Wait, what if I want to hear about trade secrets? What is your role in this precisely? I have other questions. What if I want to hear that? Trade secrets.
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus? I will slay it. How do I repeal it then? Wouldn't want to disturb an octopus, better let it be. I will slay it then.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
My own? How am I invested here?
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
Sure, leave it alone.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What's your role in this?
I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
Sure.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Probably because they fear that you're coming with new demands, including nothing good, because you assume that they did it because you paid other people to do it.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
You mean Jean-Luc, my race mentor? He's a great teacher, a man of virtue. Fuck, I want to pick that. I mean, I'm gonna pick that because it's gonna throw her off again.
Oh, so you've met him. Has he beguiled you with his inane theories?
My colleague has his peculiarities. Let's not go into this particular one just yet.
Just yet, maybe later.
Of course. To each their own.
Ugh, sure. How were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
How so?
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
I like how she's like, man, I took that all on me. It was almost frozen. I had to drive my boat through this frozen lake.
But the strike began in December.
3 months, huh?
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Good on them.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
What happened to this Gaumont? What are their demands? The scabs at the gate, did you put them there? Cool. Tell me about the union boss, Mr. Clare. That's all I need to know. Cool. What happened to this gourmand?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it?
Fuck off?
Fuck off, midget.
Midget.
Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then. Cool. Cool.
Yes. Extremely. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sure. What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh, yes.
Okay, this negotiator who's here to negotiate between the two parties has to remember, okay, what was on these banners again? She doesn't even know that. She's just here to relay information from the higher-ups, or at least, you know, the board members, whatever, with their shit that they're offering. Nice negotiating.
Every worker, a member of the board.
Good shit.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
It means kicking out all the others and that the people who do the work actually run the company. Nationalize that shit. Most of them, okay, I like it. I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie posturing. It seems like they have no idea about business. Forget it. I wanted to ask something else about the strike. I like it.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Yeah, that's horrible. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Nope, that's weak. Not a hard communist enough for me. It's a good one. Demand democracy. Not hard communist enough for me. I assume this goes back to the way these people that made this game think about communism as a kind of tyrannical thing. So, in their worldview, there is no democracy in communism, but, you know, those two are maximum interlinked. So, yeah, that's a good one.
Personally, I don't think it has the same pizzazzo as every worker, a member of the board.
Still the truth, though. What exactly do they mean by it, though? What's the demand?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything, really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
Uh-huh.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
They aren't kings. Everybody is the king. That's pretty funny, I have to admit. The workers can't be kings. The king is king. The king is dead. Long live the workers. What are you going to do? Uh-huh.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start.
I think it is. What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
I like that. I like that based on what I think is happening here. It may be completely wrong, so, you know, maybe I am. If this has been going on for months now, and this other guy has been sent off, and they have put out these leaflets for months, demanding a worker owned and operated company, without ever conceding any of that, or ever going lower on their demand list, apart from, or despite what these people probably tried, that would be reason enough for these guys to do something more harsh if they can't get to it with talking. Probably also trying to bribe the leaders of the union. I expect there to be something like that, maybe when we talk to them. So what's next on the list? Get the police involved, get some kind of shit going on, so just kill a random guy and blame it on them. As they do.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyar at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Uh-huh.
This checks out.
Okay. The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the union refuses to?
She's just saying the same shit that the other guy said.
If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
That is not a no. That is decidedly not a no.
It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Okay. Cool. Tell me about this union boss.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Is that so?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Don't compare me with you, please. Is he that bad? He can't be that bad. Say nothing. Everard is a hero of the workers' movement. Well, I don't know. I can't claim that. I don't know. That would be naive. Say nothing.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there are two of him?
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
I believe that. That can also factor in here. This can be a factor. We don't know anything. We have not met that guy. So I'm not gonna go like, no, he's a hero. Let's see. For now, this is what she tells us. And she obviously is not, all too fond of that guy. What about the union itself, outside the Brothers Clare?
The Debardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act. But they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Debardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to you.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debardeurs Union is...
I don't know anything about that. An effective advocate for the rights of local working men, a giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol, basically a socialist mob. I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. I'm going to go for the first one, because we are talking about that union now, and that seemed fine so far. We're going out on Olympia because we don't have anything, and also, these three just suck. So, first one.
Why do you think so?
Between Everard, the human leech, and Measurehead, the union, and Measurehead, this union sounds like a motley crew. I'm into it. Wink. Sounds like they're all Revachol. I'm all Revachol too. To hell with the rest. They're good labor men. Can't fault them for a little corruption. Wow. Nothing is good here. I don't like this nationalist shit. They're good labor men. Can't fault them for a little corruption. I don't understand that. Because yeah, you can. This is just seems like a funny option, and when in doubt, just pick the funny option. So, sure.
Well, I suppose that's one way to look at it. They're an interesting composition, albeit vile. But enough about Everard. What else can I do for you?
One more thing. You said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union.
Oh, damn.
She disappeared.
Ooh, interesting.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie, it happens. Some kind of extortion, probably.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Okay, that's good. That was actually really helpful information. That's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Of course.
What can you
How
tell me?
else can I help?
What can you tell me about the lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
Okay, you can. More than I know. She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
No!
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My last badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life and the world. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. Yes. Do we want to be upfront or just weirdo? I think I'm gonna go for weirdo. Yeah.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond.
You don't have to, just tell me what's going on.
I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize.
Okay.
But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Okay.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Nice, we've got a suggestion roll. Let's go. What kind of arrangement would it be? Then I'll find something. Let's talk about something else until I do. The arrangement would probably be that I find my badge or some other form of proof that I am who I am, which probably would include phoning back to my station again. But we've got this deluxe suggestion roll. It's a red one again, but 97%. Let's go. +1 for sympathy for your amnesia. There probably would be a -1 if I picked that drunk thingy, because she probably is not very tolerant about that shit. Blaming it on me. I mean, she could, but you know. We avoided that. Let's see.
She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate.
Surely there's some other way to demonstrate our law enforcement credentials.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Sure. Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason.
They're profiting from this trade.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Sure. Excuse us for a moment, madam. Oh.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
That was too quiet. The lieutenant's voice is hushed. How did you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance and, not volunteer us to be her henchman.
But I had a suggestion roll. So we're henchmen now. Really, I thought it was going so well. So we're henchmen now?
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Have we? What the hell?
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation. Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
I'm sorry for putting us in this situation. I'll handle it. The company must have more ears on the ground. She could have known about my condition. What do you propose, that we don't investigate the drug trafficking? We could just, find my badge. Let's get back to her then. Let's go for this ears on the ground thing.
I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to adapt. She's a professional, after all.
I think I'm gonna go for that. I'm sorry for putting us in this situation. I'll handle it. Because this seems a little bit naive. We could just find my badge. So first one.
I'm sure you will, detective.
Okay, never mind. So we go for the naive one, I guess.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months.
Let's get back to her then. I wonder what I could have done different here. I can't... How many options were there to weird her out? Didn't seem like many. Alright, keep
You're
going.
back. Good. What can I help you with at this late hour?
It's night, don't you ever sleep?
Matter of fact, I don't.
Why is that? Better not poke further? That's good. This way you can answer me some question. Why is that?
I have a medical condition of my own. Nothing unusual, though. I'm old, you see.
Old, huh? I think I have that too. No, you're not. You look young. Can we raise her into being of our friend? Let's try.
Thank you. I do what I can to remain presentable. Now, ask me some questions. It'll help us pass the night.
You tell me about this alleged drug trafficking? This is the way to go to, so she can tell her some more about that lynching. So let's go first for the tattoos. Do you know something about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Oh, damn. So you know something about the tattoos. Fine, let's return to it later. Why? How is you looking at the photo tied to the lynching? So you know something.
Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
Okay, let's go down this other quest line here with getting to know our reality. You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this. Reality we're in.
This reality.
She pulls her hood closer around her neck.
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
I'm conducting a personal investigation into the world I find myself in. It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality. No time to explain, just give me the lowdown. Actually, now is not a good time for a reality lowdown, maybe later. I am conducting a personal investigation.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
My theory is that this inquiry into the nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They are really one and the same. Actually, that's not why I need you to give me the lowdown. I think I like this because, yeah, it is. Everything about this reality, learning about this reality thing is linked to socioeconomics and the, economic status of all these people here. So, and this is also why we are like this. So it is kind of linked.
Are they now?
Yeah, the lieutenant cocks one eyebrow.
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can then. Go ahead. Ask.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Okay, where are we? What times are these? Esprit de Corps. Legendary 14. What is? Think of something close to you. What? RCM can access ICP database. RCM authority comes from coalition. What are you? What is this? Spread your hands. Conceptualization. Read what is. Reach for something fundamental. 3%. That's all for now. So I guess we start from the top. Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby? Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd.
Damn.
It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me about Martinez. You mentioned the sea. What sea is this? Okay, that's Martinez. What's Revachol? Tell me about another, perhaps even more fundamental aspect of reality. Tell me more about Martinez.
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
You mentioned the sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities. Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Okay. Inland Empire is so weird. What's the name of this island?
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
Imagine a pebble, a smoothed over pebble amidst the great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch. Okay.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her. And to humanity at large.
I like this. I don't know why it's below this other question or this other option here. Because this says continue. Okay, what's Martinez? What's Revachol? Continue. Tell me about another, perhaps even more fundamental aspect of reality. This probably will stay here once you get to other options. And we are now still in the where are we compartment. So let's stay here. Hopefully this stays because I think this is kind of cool. Okay, what's Martinez? What's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
What kind of city is it?
The great kind.
Oh shit, alright.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
What makes it great?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay, who built this city? When was Revachol built and why will it resolve history? Who built it?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
When was it built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
And why will it resolve history?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
Okay. So we're in an unimportant part of an important place. So we're pretty much at the center of the world. So we're in the periphery. Basically nobodies. We're in an unimportant part of an important place.
I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about
She points across the water where the skyscrapers rise.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government in Cylindian Mission Command.
Look to the sea.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time.
Where are we? I don't know any of this. Say nothing. Observe the large body of water swelling. Cold.
She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly.
We got a new thought. Jamais vu. Derealization. Is this like fleeing with our mind from the world? Escapism kind of shit?
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
You're right, Lieutenant. I'll continue later, but I want to know everything now, but I won't be lazy if I don't do it all. But won't I be lazy if I don't do it all now? Do we continue later? I think we do. We now have the means to pay for our room and sleep with still $30 to spare. So we can spend on, I don't know, maybe books. I would like to buy some books. Maybe they can give us some cool stats. So yeah, I think it's a good point to check out here. And when we've completed sleeping, when we have slept is also how you could phrase that. We can go to the racist piece of motherfucking shit up there and convince him that we are also a racist piece of motherfucking shit, just like him. So we can let us through and we can push the button and immediately forget about our motherfucking shittiness and talk to that union leader guy. I like how much information we got on that guy now. We are a little bit better armed to head into that conversation. And if she actually stays here, we can continue this process. We probably have to go to her a bunch of times to, you know, go back and forth. So that's cool. We haven't gone down the path of talking about that henchman shit where we apparently failed to confuse her some more. So that whole, let's call it a quest line of her telling us more about that lynching, which she apparently wants to do. She also seems to have information on that tattoo thing. So I think this decision here now is if we want to go further down this lowdown quest line. So I think we can quit that, probably reactivate the conversation and go down that other branch now. So we know what she actually wants from us, because we are going to head to the union leader.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed.
Here we go.
I'm always at your service.
Okay. Also, this gives us options to increase these. You now know that we have an esprit de corps task. I think our jacket, probably also our coat, if you at one point get to that, will also give us esprit de corps. So that would be increasing this chance. And somehow find a way to increase conceptualization. So, okay. That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Let's go for this alleged drug
Anything
trafficking.
else?
Yeah.
It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal. And you want us to investigate. Move on. First one?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
Okay, so that's where the mob thing comes into play. That probably has not been the case before these two twins took over. So there's another option here, and you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
I'm not I just realized that my cam has gone down. Hi. I have no idea how long that has been that way. And it's burned in, it's cooked. There's no way I can do anything about that. So yeah. Hopefully Editor Shunii remembers to put something there. Whatever. I was going to say, I am not as conflicted as you could think that I would be about this quest line, because I am obviously not a huge fan of helping a person like this and her investigations into anything. But I like to check out what this drug trade shit is about, because we obviously don't like drug trade. I don't like this drug trafficking thing, because, you know, it's another thing holding people down. So it's not exactly unaligned with our reasons to be here and unaligned with our, let's call it ideologies to fix this place. So I'm good for now to do this.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Let's read again. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, she raises her bony finger. Every chain has its weak link. The handoff, the motor lorries at the roundabout. Maybe we can talk to that guy that we talked very early on, the first lorry driver. The lorries? Am I going to need bolt cutters for this? The lorries.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
She gives you a knowing look.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
This I am conflicted about, because it's we are gonna basically snitch on a worker here, which I am not a fan of, because that guy is not a drug dealer, he is not a drug manufacturer, he's just a normal worker, underpaid, trying to pay his bills, probably trying to feed his family. Someone came to him and said, hey, you put that shit on your truck and you get a couple of bucks extra. So dire situations require reactions. So, you know, and if that guy gets to be the fall guy for that shit, I'm not really a fan of that. This doesn't say that he will be or she will be, but it's kind of, you know, it would be a logical way to go. But maybe there's leeway here. We're gonna go for that so far. We're gonna question them either way, find out things. Maybe there's, you know, more branches and paths once we actually know a little bit more about what's going on. I will not snitch on that guy if we can avoid it, or only if we know that we can, that this guy will not take the fall for it, because he's not the one, you know, he's not the drug kingpin. He's just a driver. A worker in a struggling world trying to make money.
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
That's actually kind of true. Should we do that before we go to the Union? Might actually be an idea. Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier? It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded here like that, is it? What proof do you have that the Union is involved? We already have some suspicions that one of the drivers was present at the lynching. Okay, I've made up my mind about the smuggling investigation. Actually, let's discuss something else for now. All of these, I guess. Why didn't you come to the RCM?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded here like that, is it?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However,
And here we go with the corruption again.
this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue.
This is again where money comes into play. You wouldn't be able to do that if you weren't this huge world-spanning organization and company.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open the drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
You could spin it in the way that they actually do care about this place and want to have that fixed, and this is just their heavy-handed, weird way to take care of that, but it's obviously not about the people living here. It's about protecting their harbor and actually not having their company place of business be related to or connected to this kind of drug shit. Also, probably to have something to pin onto the union so they can have an easier way to hold them down. And to maybe even destroy the union, break the union, and have just normal unorganized works again that they can squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. So I don't think the interest here is to the actual people, although she makes it sound like that, but that's also what every company always says. In the end, it's about increasing and saving up their value out of this. So, you know, and the way that they do this is just by raising a drawbridge, having everyone there, people that are not involved, obviously, stuck there, not being able to deliver their shit, probably not getting paid as much when they deliver it, if they even get paid at all. Because, you know, these are, again, the drivers are the smallest wheel, the weakest link in the chain, and will probably maybe even have to pay themselves, or at least not get paid at all if they deliver it too late, maybe if they have something that can spoil in there. And it all happens because these guys want to leverage their power that they have and their connections that they have to take care of this drug shit, to probably suppress the union. So, you know, weird, but usual. What proof do you have that the union is involved?
How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
The hell?
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
We already have some suspicion that one of the drivers was present at the lynching.
The two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, Lieutenant, once the job is done.
I don't know if I believe her here. She could just lead us on. Okay, I've made up my mind about the smuggling investigation.
Yes.
We will take this case, probe the driver, see what it yields. There's no way we can take this case. I mean, we're gonna do it. Why not? We can still decide if we actually finish it or how we finish it. And that seems interesting.
Excellent. According to to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something.
3? Well, you know of 2. I don't know who the third is.
It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Okay, that's all for now.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
Okay, cool. That was a bunch of progress. You got this reality lowdown. Keep asking questions is what's next on here. Joyce's info on the lynching we will get when we completed other shit. And this is here, the jam mystery. And we have this new thought. The Jamais-vu derealization. Temporary research bonus, none. Revachol Special Administrative Region, Legai Caillou, the Insulindian Ocean Coalition Government Insulindian Mission Command. Name after name and none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Trouvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch at the corners, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts. The one you truly must complete. Is this some kind of Matrix shit? It's weird that still time has not advanced. Does time not advance if we don't go to bed at 2:12? That's it? That's magical hour?